what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Saturday edition of TV8 Vail. I'm your host, Liz, and I'll tell you what, there are so many great things going on today. It's going to be a fun-packed day. I hope you got a lot of rest last night because this is the day to do everything all. It's just going to be a wonderful experience. Hopefully you went on over to Pazzo's last night to get your tickets for the Ultimate Après in Avon. I'll tell you about that in just a second, but we're going to kick off the morning with something super special. It's Ski for MS, the Vertical Challenge. That is going to be super exciting. You check in at 8:30 on Gondola 1, and if you're a vertical skier and you want to get in there and challenge yourselves, that's the way to do it, and it's from 8:30 to 1 p.m. A nice chunk of time in the morning until the afternoon. Is going to be absolutely wonderful. Go to support.cando-ms.org to get ticket information or just show up and get your tickets early in the morning. It's going to be a wonderful experience, vertical challenge, little entertainment, and mountain stuff to do up there as well. So that's going to be wonderful. It's all through Can Do Multiple Sclerosis, and we just think they're a magnificent organization, so we're super happy to support them. Get out there and vertically ski your butts off, everybody. And then the fun does not stop there, so that goes from 8:30 to 10. Maybe you can slip in a nap or just keep on rolling and go to breakfast, and then get yourselves on over to the second annual Avon Après Beer Festival taking place on Michaela Way. We had Krista from Always Mountain Time in here yesterday, and she gave us all the great details. This is going to be a big day, everybody. Lots of craft beer tasting, little whiskey tasting. They also have seltzers, spirits, wine, so many great things, and it's also going to be catered by Lauren's Kitchen, who's a wonderful, wonderful caterer here in the Vail Valley. She's located in Riverwalk. We've had her here on the show in our little kitchen, and she's done some great things for us as well, so you can get your VIP ticket for that. Now we have VIP tickets for $80, and then you have your unlimited taster ticket for only $45. You can go through the whole thing all day and just have yourselves a great time. And if you don't feel like tasting, you can go on in as a free spectator for the great bands. They have Blink 90210 and Bandcamp, and that's going to be really, really fun. So it's just going to be one great day, and that's all sponsored by Can Do Multiple Sclerosis, Bighorn Toyota, and PSI Plumbing, and of course, Always Mountain Time. And thanks for being here yesterday, Krista, because we got a great interview out of you, and we got to find out all of the amazing things happening today. So we have covered the morning, we've covered the afternoon, and now we're going to step on over to the evening for the long-awaited Project Funway, which is going to be super, super exciting. It all takes place at the Dobson Arena tonight, and the doors open at 5:30, and the show starts promptly at 7. You want to get on over there and watch that runway filled with people strutting their stuff in everything made of anything but fabric. My friend Dina's little daughter, Azalea, she made her own little outfit, and she was accepted. Little 5-year-old girl is going to be strutting down the runway with something she made. So I'm really excited to see Azalea and all of the other great models and the insane creativity it takes to put these outfits together. Everything but fabric. I just want to see what they come up with. Cupcake wrappers, who knows? But it's going to really, really be a great night. It's a fundraising fashion show, and it benefits the foundation, the Education Foundation of Eagle County, which is another important organization. We really do take care of our community with all the events. So you get to have a great time, feel good about donating, and just doing something spectacular and a little bit unusual. Project Funway is going to be hosted by our very own Maddie Evans, and she'll be joined by Eric Williams from the Vail Valley Partnership. It's going to be a great night, so let me see. Do we have it all ready for us? We have Ski for Multiple Sclerosis, and that's going to take place 8:30 to 10. And then the Ultimate Après Avon Beer Festival in the afternoon from 1 to 6, and then Project Funway kicking it all off at 5:30. Have an amazing day, everybody. And for the outdoor activity, I know it's going to be nice and sunny. Let's take a look at the weather right now to see what your day is going to look like. Welcome back to the show. Here at TV8, we have so many amazing segments. Now, if you love all the high school sports that we have out here, everybody is such a big fan. We love to cheer them on, but we also love to get the highlights, interviews with the athletes, and so much more. We have something really cool called the Scoreboard. It takes place every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday here on TV8. It's hosted by Ben Roof, and he does a great job of checking in with all of the athletes, coaches, the schools, and everything else. It's a really, really great show. And if you've missed it throughout the week, we're going to show you a segment right now that Ben was talking to the kids. And it's going to be a really wonderful experience for you guys. Check it out. It's the Scoreboard that we have here on TV8 Vail.
Welcome to this Scoreboard. I'm Ben Roof, here to tell you about our Valley's fantastic local sports. Today, we're talking about lacrosse, specifically Vail Mountain School versus Battle Mountain in the big rivalry game that happened on Wednesday. Both teams fought really hard all throughout, but the Gore Rangers were able to take advantage of a couple more opportunities in the second half, beating the Huskies 9-6. We spoke to players on both teams about how they felt about the game and what they're doing preparing for the games coming up later this week. We are here on the Scoreboard with Teague and Andrew of the Battle Mountain varsity lacrosse team. You guys just finished up against VMS. How'd you guys feel about the game?
The game went pretty well up until halftime. I felt as the energy wasn't fully there. We were up 4-3 at halftime, and we were amped coming into the second half, and we weren't really communicating very well on offense and defense, and it got into our heads.
I feel that we needed to switch more on defense because our boys were getting a little sluggish. So I feel that we just needed to stay more fresh.
Quicker changes might have been the solution to this one?
Yeah.
So what position do you guys play?
I play attack.
Attack?
I'm close D and LSM.
Awesome. I played LSM when I was playing lacrosse back in the day. So tell me a little bit about how you guys were preparing for today's game and what you guys were thinking coming into the game against Vail Mountain. I mean, I'm sure you guys know at least half the dudes in that team.
Yeah, well, it's another Vail Valley team, so we have friends on both teams, so it's always fun to play with them, but they are probably our biggest rivals, throughout, I think, the seniors this year. I don't think they've ever beat Vail Mountain throughout the year, and so this was our last attempt, and unfortunately we weren't able to follow through with that. But it's always fun having a buddy playing with you and having kind of a friendship battle. It's fun.
I feel preparing for this, we have just been practicing every day and every night. We've had a couple morning practices, a couple late night practices. Like yesterday, we were just here. I think I got home close to almost 10 o'clock, so we were out here for a while. Yeah. We've been preparing for this game, but again, we just needed to stay fresh.
What do you guys think set you ahead of the Battle Mountain squad?
I think our teamwork and discipline on the defensive end really kept us together, and the offensive ability to get the ball in the back of the net. I think that's what helped us win that game.
Yeah. Anyone want to add anything?
We have a fantastic face-off guy that definitely helped with our possession, and yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, our intensity coming on that second half, I haven't seen anything like that from us this season, so I'm really excited for what's to come.
Awesome. You guys played Battle Mountain earlier in the season. You won that game as well. Why do you think you guys, as such a much smaller school than Battle Mountain, is able to compete and even beat a much larger school?
I feel like it's a real family feel on the VMS squad. We see each other every day in school. A lot of us have class together, and we're just able to build chemistry through school and sitting at lunch tables together and just talking all the time.
Yeah, and a lot of people at VMS play just about every sport there is, so all athletes, which is great. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with Trevor. Everybody's with not that many people in the school, everybody's playing multiple sports, and so everybody's athletic, and they know how to be competitive and really fight for it.
Absolutely. Now, you guys are doing very well this season overall. How do you guys feel you guys stack up with the league in general?
I think, we're real competitors in the league. I feel like we lost a lot of seniors last year, and we have something to prove, where we might be an underdog, but I feel like if we play how we did today, we could be real contenders to win the league.
Yeah, the league this year is definitely more evenly stacked than it has been in years past, but I think we have that extra step that'll put us over the edge.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we always kind of feel like underdogs. You know, we got something to prove, and this is just the start.
Thanks again, guys, for taking the time to talk to us, and best of luck in your upcoming games. If you would like to support some of our local athletes, Battle Mountain and Eagle Valley are playing baseball today at 11 at the Eagle Valley Fairgrounds. That's all the time we have for today's update. Don't forget to catch us here next time on the Scoreboard.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Are you ready to party like it's 1999? Make your plans now for the ultimate après-Avon Beer Festival. Back in Avon, April 1st, starting at 1 p.m. Featuring rad tunes from Blink 90210 and jammy jams from Bandcamp. Plus unlimited beer, wine, spirits, and more. Tickets on sale now at avonbeerfest.com. Brought to you by the Town of Avon, Bighorn Toyota, CDOT Mustang, PSI Plumbing, Can Do MS, and Pazzo's Pizza. avonbeerfest.com.
Hi, it's Maddie from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you" on Channel 92? Because we're always bringing you more Good Morning Vail every day from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More Scoreboard updates every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. More Good Day Vail, 2 back-to-back episodes daily at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. More news segments and shows highlighting our local community. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or on our website at tv8vail.com.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Time to rise and shine? There's no better way to start your day off than with the Good Morning Vail crew. You asked for more and TV8 delivered. Good Morning Vail is here for you with your local news, sports, weather, and community events every morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. No matter the season, we give you a reason to watch, so grab your coffee and join the fun. Live stream us at tv8vail.com or on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. And remember, there's more for you on 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. We have so many great segments that we like to look back on here, especially the ones that resonate with us. Maddie had the chance to talk to a really cool illustrative artist who makes these really cool stickers, and her name is Bijou. And let's take a look at that interview so we can see all about this amazing artist.
We've got so many incredible local artists here in our community, and it's always so exciting when we get to sit down and chat with them. And I've got one of them joining me on the couch, Bijou Levins. First thing this morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. We've got so much art to talk about, so much art to look at. And the coolest part is you just do this for fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just been 2 years now that I've kind of started doing random stuff, and it's been really fun.
Which is really cool. So how long have you been in the Vail Valley?
Almost 3 years. Going into my 3rd winter, yeah.
And what brought you to Vail?
Well, so I'm from Canada, and then I moved to Arizona, and it was way too hot. So we figured Colorado would be like a more similar speed. Moved to the Front Range, and it was kind of, in the middle of nowhere. And so we came to the mountains.
Which is the best because everyone that lives here loves it here. And we
Yeah.
all come and stay, and I have left and come back like 5 different times. I'm like, I'm getting out of the Vail Valley, and then I'm like, oh, just kidding, I'm back here again. Me again.
Yeah, I know. I feel like a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm so sick of it. And then when you leave, you realize that like real cities kind of suck.
Yeah, they're not as great as being here in the mountains.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful. And so you have a lot of girl-empowered art here, is, I feel like the best way to put it. So let's just talk about some of these pieces, and I'm going to hold them up as we talk about them because I know some of these are your classic pieces.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, of course, like, we've got the cowgirl, who I love.
Colorado cowgirl. Honestly, it's kind of funny. I'm actually in this picture right there.
I love that.
My boyfriend took a photo in Telluride, and then I did the drawing of the cowgirl and I don't know, just mash them together. And
which is so cool.
Yeah.
And then we've got some other really cool ones that you have clearly spent quite a bit of time on bringing these to life. And so what inspires all of your pieces?
Yeah, so definitely kind of a mixture of, for these ones, it's just, I feel like in Colorado, especially in the Vail Valley, like so many of my friends are just so strong and powerful, and I kind of wanted to get that and represent that with more of a nature theme. So yeah, definitely like mountains. These ones are more like dreamy with nature. This one has a picture right here that's superimposed of the forest. And this one's one of my favorites, was actually a watercolor I did, and then a random, really not that high quality of a marker thing I did one day, and I put them together and I was like, oh wow, I like this. But
I do too, really quickly. I just have to show my phone because this lives on my phone. I don't know if you can see it due to the fact that it's like so, but I love her. I don't know, I feel like sometimes I need to like channel an inner alter ego, and I feel like this is the alter ego because as you tell your story, you can tell that you love the mountains, but then also she comes down with a cactus and a ski line, and it's just so cool.
Yeah, it's just fun. Like, it's really fun, and I think just kind of trying to figure out why we live here and representing it in kind of a photo form.
So, I love it so much. So what got you into art?
I've just always liked doing it. Like, I remember me and my sister used to watch, what was it called? Art Attack or something like that. And it was this really weird show. I've seen like reruns, and they're pretty weird. But it's just like these two grown men that are like running around and doing really crazy art pieces everywhere. And me and my sister would watch that and would try and like do small versions of what they did on the TV show. And yeah, that's just kind of how we hung out when we were little, just doing weird like little projects for art.
I love it. I love it so much. Well, and then we've got this really fun opera series. So we're gonna flip through this, and as we flip through them, do you want to kind of talk about the like motive behind each one?
Yeah, so honestly, this all started at Jessup Farm Barrel House Brewery in Fort Collins. As we were sitting drinking beers. So yeah, we were just talking about like pretty much how I thrive in an après theme and not necessarily like on the mountain, more of a Jerry over here. Yeah, so then we were just talking about it and laughing about it, and then just came up with like Lord of the Opera, how, yeah, pretty much out of all of your friends, you can have like the Lord, the best one that just thrives in an opera.
I will challenge you to be the Lord of the Opera because I'm a pretty good opera over here. It's kind of my favorite.
And Phantom of the Opera was actually the first one that we came up with because it just, opera.
Right,
that
easy.
just like came off the tongue.
This is my favorite one.
That one's honestly one of my favorites too, because I do think that is the after effects of an opera. You're having a great time, and then you make really bad decisions, and the next day, that hangover.
It's a wonderful opera starring bad decisions and a hangover. This is like literally this. I don't know why this just resonates so much, but I love this one.
And then, yeah, this one is just one of my favorites. It's like kind of the reason why you live here. Skis are at the heart of it.
This is actually the sticker that's on the back of my phone right now. And this is why I love it so much, just because I grew up here. So I'm such a sucker for the mountains. I like went to school here way back when, and so this one just like resonates with my soul, and I have her on the back of my phone, and I'm always like, should I get her tattooed? And then I'm like, that could be weird, and I'm like, no, well, maybe I should though. If I get her tattooed, you want to come with me?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, perfect. And then
this one's actually like a sick note that you're writing to work as it's a powder day. So in the lens, it's just showing like you're actually on the ski lift and saying like, hey, yeah, sorry, feeling deathly ill, can't come into work today.
I'm gonna be on this mountain.
Yeah. And then this one is, I would say, a lot of my friends really live by this. No friends on a powder day. So it just has a little hand shooting out of the snow, and the guy just jumping right over, being like, sorry, bro.
You're on your own, man. Sorry, you're on your own.
Sounds like a you problem.
I mean, these are all so wonderful and so fun, and what a like great collection to start, because you can do everything from like Lion King to Lord of the Opera to Phantom of the Opera, and then you've got the this one. Which I just like, I'm gonna have this in my house. I mark my words. This is gonna be printed in my house. So speaking of prints, people can get their hands on some of these prints, and we've got nice little cards here in the back.
Yeah. So it has just all the info. I do have like a website, which is just www.creativelybijou.com. So yeah, there's like all of my prints are available there, and like other fun little originals and things like that. So. Yeah, and we have like larger sizes, canvas prints, the whole shebang.
The whole shebang, and so here's everything that people need to get their hands on some of your incredible artwork. But there's also an opportunity for people to come meet you, and this is actually how we met.
Yeah!
Was I came in to have a nice refreshing cold drink on a hot Sunday afternoon after enjoying the farmer's market to do some people watching, and came across your incredible art and immediately bought the sticker and put it on my phone.
Yeah, so it's actually really cool. So I work at VBC in the Village, and the owners actually let me do a little market on Sundays, which is really supportive of them and really amazing. So definitely want to shout them out for that. Yeah, so every Sunday I kind of put my stuff up and yeah, go along with that farmer's market at VBC in the Village.
Which is so fun and such a cool way to show your art now that we've got more of it displayed. People can come, they can enjoy it, and they can meet you.
Yeah!
Which is the best part, of course.
Who wouldn't want that? No, I'm just kidding.
Right, I'm like so grateful. It was like such a perfect like run into each other, and I was like, I love this. This is everything. And you've got a hoodie with your design on it as well.
I do, yeah. So I've been kind of, this actually has some beer on it, but represent. But yeah, I've been just kind of playing around with doing more merch stuff with some of my things. So yeah, this was one of the ones I played around with.
I love it. So in this one, and this one get printed on anything that I can wear, you let me know, because I will wear these all the time.
Hell yeah, yeah. Hopefully I'm trying to get like a couple more, kind of like a swag line, if you will, coming out in like November or so. So yeah, I'll let you know for sure.
That is so incredible. And then if people want to follow you on social media, what is your tag?
It's at Creatively Bijou.
Super easy. Super easy. It's right there on the screen. You can find it. That way you can follow her. You can get your hands on some artwork, and people can order it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So order online, and there's like a local pickup if you live around town. So you wouldn't have to get shipping or anything.
Super easy, super convenient. Thank you so much for coming in, giving us all this great information, spending some time with me on the couch this morning. And people can come see you and buy some of your great product very soon.
And get a good, refreshing beer while they're at it.
I mean, the best of both worlds right there. Bijou, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Make sure that if you are at the farmer's market on Sunday, you stop by VBC and you get your hands on some of these incredible prints, whether it's a print or whether it's a sticker. They're so fun, and she's such a wonderful local artist. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Here at Sun and Ski Sports, we are all about helping you find the right gear for your best adventure. Come explore our selection of skis, snowboards, bikes, clothing, and footwear. Stop by our full-service shop to learn more about how we help keep your equipment at peak performance and our assortment of rentals. Remember, whatever your adventures may be, you can find all your gear here at Sun and Ski Sports. Call or visit us in Avon or Dillon or learn more at sunandski.com.
I'm Clinton Griffiths, the host of Ag Day Television. Get the latest news about crops, livestock, rural living, and so much more from our award-winning team. Follow the food you eat from the field to the store to your table every day, because what's happening on the farm matters to you and your family. Watch Ag Day weekdays.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Have you heard the exciting news? Well, we're here to share it with you. Good Morning Vail is now a podcast, so you can stream us on all of your favorite streaming devices, whether you have an iPhone or an Android. So make sure that if you are on the go, that you get in the know by streaming us on any of those platforms. We love what we do here at TVA, and we love to give you the information, so make sure that you can catch us all the time.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
Good morning, Vail.
Lens of the Day is brought to you by Eyepieces of Vail and Goggle Bar, serving the Vail Valley for over 30 years.
We love giving you great information on how you can protect yourself out there on the slopes. And a great way to do so is making sure that you can see so you can ski or ride. And so I've got two very different but both very incredible goggle companies in front of me. So we're going to start over here with the Smith 4D Mag system. The reason that this is such a great system for you when you're out there skiing or riding is that 4D Mag part stands for allowing you to have more peripheral vision up there on the slopes. So you can see how the bottom of this goggle lens right here is nice and rounded on both lenses. That's going to increase your bird's eye view by 25% when you're out there, meaning that you're just going to have more peripheral vision, not only to the sides with this nice frameless goggle, but also below you, really allowing yourself to see all those little nooks and crannies that could be in that snow. Now, all you have to do to change this goggle lens is you're going to release these two little levers right here, and then you'll just grab that little bit of frame that's on that goggle lens, pull it out, grab your lighter lens, so your flat light lens. Make sure that it clips all the way in before you lock those in place, and then that goggle lens is good to go, making it nice and convenient for you to change your lenses. Smith goggles come with ChromaPop technology in the lenses, which is going to enhance those colors while you're out there skiing or riding, which makes it really easy for you to make the transition from the dark lens to the sunny day, or the cloudy day lens, excuse me. Now we're gonna move over. So we've got the Zeal Portal on this side of me. This is a great system as well. They also come with some fabulous magnets. Now all you have to do is slide it up, and then like a garage door, you're gonna put it close to those rail locks, and then you're gonna slide it right back in, making it nice and convenient to change that goggle lens. So when you're out there, you can easily change this one as well. And I actually was really struggling with this for a while. I went into Eyepieces, had them explain it to me. They showed it to me within the matter of 30 seconds on how easy it is to actually change this goggle lens. So if you're having any difficulties with any of your goggles, any of your prescriptions, any of your glasses, Eyepieces is such a great place for you to go explore. Now, the reason that the Zeal optics have such a great lens in them is because the Zeal was actually just bought by Maui Jim, but they're all polarized. And so you can see right here the difference that polarization is going to make in that reflection of the sun back towards you. And especially with that snow, you can see that snow reflects 88% of the light back towards your eyes. And so to avoid that exhaustion on your eyes, it's really important that you have the correct goggle lens to protect your eyes. And either one of these is going to protect your eyes very well from those harsh UV rays, whether you like the polarized lens or whether you like the ChromaPop lens. Either one is going to do its job to help you see so you can ski or ride and keep yourself nice and safe out there. Now, some tips and tricks to keep your goggles nice and safe themselves is you can see each one comes with this nice little bag. When you're done with your extra lens, you want to make sure that you're placing it back in that bag so that lens is not getting scratched at all. It's nice, it's protected, and it's somewhere secure. Also in this bag, there's a little sleeve so that you can fit your goggles in there as well and keep everything protected. But when you're done skiing or riding, it's really important that you take the goggle off of your helmet, and especially if there's any moisture along this foam, because if that foam is compressed while it's wet, it's going to start to slowly disintegrate. Now, it won't happen over one season, but it might happen over 2 seasons, and to avoid that, you just remove the goggles so that that foam stays in this beautiful, perfect condition. That way you can enjoy these goggles for quite some time, because there's no better investment than your vision. Now, if you are looking for any vision needs, Eyepieces of Vail has 6 convenient locations throughout our community for you to go check out. There's the brand new remodeled one up at the top of Beaver Creek that's absolutely beautiful. There's one at the top of Bridge Street. There's one in the Solaris Plaza. There's one in the Sun and Alp Hotel, and then there's one over in Lion's Head, as well as one in Edwards. Oh man, I'm running out of breath, but if there's anything that you need optical-wise, make sure that you check out Eyepieces of Vail and go see our friends over there. We want to thank them so much for sponsoring this Lens of the Day report this morning. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more show, so stay tuned. Hi, this is Maddie Evans, and you're watching the TV8 Visitors Bureau. Right here where I'm standing, we're at the Lion's Head bus stop. Now, if you're looking to make your way from Lion's Head to Vail Village, this is the place you want to be, because the in-town bus runs here pretty frequently. You can catch it every 10 to 15 minutes on the dot right here, and they've got a nice countdown so that you'll know when that bus is approaching and how far away it is. And then there's multiple bus stops along the way, making sure you get to the right place. And all you have to do to request a bus stop in the in-town buses is pull the cord, and you're set to get off the bus. Now that we've made our way here into Vail Village, You can go explore all of the great shops and restaurants that they have over here, but there are so many great stops along the way. On the in-town bus route, you can stop at the library, or you can stop at the medical center, or you can stop in Solaris. There are so many of them to stop and enjoy, and especially when the hustle and bustle of the town is taking place. Now, if you did park over in Lion's Head, it's really easy. All you have to do is wait 15 minutes, jump right back on the bus, and it'll deliver you to the parking structure. Thank you so much for watching this edition of the Visitors Bureau. If there's anything else you need to know or if you want to see, make sure you contact us and we'll get it made for you. That's been it for this episode of the TV8 Visitors Bureau. We'll see you next time.
Good morning, Vail.
It's that time where we're talking Sun and Ski product of the week, and this week we've got the Oakley Flight Deck M, and this one specifically is the Michaela Schifrin model. So if you want to look like an 88-time world champion ski racer, well then these are the goggles that you want to wear. Now this goggle has some really nice features to it. The Oakley Prism lens technology is one goggle lens meant to cover a very broad spectrum of light, making it nice and easy for you to ski and see out there. So if you want to hit the slopes like our very own Michaela Schifrin, well then this is a great way to do so. Another super nice feature about these goggles is they are OTG, meaning they can fit over your glasses, and you can tell by this cutout right here in the frame, making it nice and convenient for you if you have to wear your glasses under your goggles. Now this is a great product to get your hands on, and especially during these spring skiing months, especially when we see that sunshine come out, because it is a little bit darker of a lens. We want to thank Sun and Ski Sports for bringing you this product of the week. We love giving you as much information as we can for all of the great products that you can get your hands on over at Sun and Ski Sports. You can check out their website at sunandskisports.com, and that way you can order them right to your door. We're going to take a short break right now.
Are you ready to party like it's 1999? Make your plans now for the ultimate Après-Avon Beer Festival, back in Avon April 1st starting at 1 p.m., featuring rad tunes from Blink 90210 and jammy jams from Bandcamp, plus unlimited beer, wine, spirits, and more. Tickets on sale now at avonbeerfest.com. Brought to you by the Town of Avon, Bighorn Toyota, CDOT Mustang, PSI Plumbing, Can Do MS, and Pazzo's Pizza. avonbeerfest.com.
Tune in to Good Morning Vail all week long for your chance to win tickets to see local favorites, the Runaway Grooms, play with East Coast sensation band Dogs in a Pile. Friday, April 7th at 10 Mile Music Hall. Just wait for the Watch and Win jingle and be the first to call for your chance to see two of your favorite bands in action, courtesy of your friends at TVA Vail and 10 Mile Music Hall. There's always more for you on Channel 92.
Hi, it's Max at TVA Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tva8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. We always love to have colorful guests here on the program. And, well, these two next guests are no different. Maddie had a great opportunity to speak with the actor and the director of a show called Who's Annie? And it's really, really exciting. I think it's got a little bit of comedy and a little bit of everything. So let's take a look. It was taking place in the Film Fest in Utah. So let's see what the show is all about.
Are you looking to laugh? Well, there is a pilot episode of Who's Annie coming out at Slam Dance for the 2023 screening, and it is going to have you giggling. And I'm so lucky because I'm joined by the star, Annie Pasapia, and I'm joined by Sophia Pierre, who's directed, and they've really collaborated on bringing this entire project together to make it such a wonderful production. So thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us, yeah.
So not everyone has seen the pilot. Everyone has maybe seen the trailer at this point. And so for people who don't know the story, can you guys give us a little background on it?
Sure. Well, it's premiering on the 22nd. We're very excited to finally share it with an audience. It's a 30-minute scripted comedy series that is both about and starring Annie. And the idea for the whole concept for the show happened when Annie and I met at a Burger King in Queens.
Which I think is quite funny that you guys met in a parking lot at a Burger King in Queens. And now, Annie, you have done some crazy things in this career that you have recently just started in acting.
You know, something, I have had so much fun. I only started acting, jumping in about 6 years ago. And it has been, when they say a roller coaster ride, hang on for your life. This is, and it's all fun. I wouldn't jump off, not for the world. Hang on for your life. I tell you, it's fabulous.
Now, you guys
All crazy stuff.
Sorry. You guys have both worked on some big projects, and so for people who may have not known or seen any of your work, can you guys both give us some examples?
Well, Annie's been in every big show that's come out in the past 6 years, often playing often playing a smaller part. She'll be like an inmate, a janitor, a nun. She's had all sorts of crazy roles, and up and coming for her are 10 new projects where she has like bigger roles. And for me, it's been mainly music videos and short films. The short films have been in mainly like art spaces, some film festivals, and I've done music videos for bigger bands like Paramore or The National and Interpol, things like that.
I just have to ask, what has been a career highlight for both of you so far?
Nothing's bigger than this.
I have to tell you, this is huge. I mean, when someone says, "Hey, let's make a TV show about you," I don't know. Like, does it get any bigger than that? But I've done some work on some really cool projects. You know what I mean? Some network TV, some cable TV. I've worked on Manifest, New Amsterdam, Nora from Queens, Aquafina, other shows too. But like that's in the most recent past. But they were exciting. It's really exciting. It really is.
And what a cool moment to have you be the muse and the inspiration behind this entire TV show. So, Sophia, as you're writing this plot, you guys both get to take these very vulnerable parts of your life and kind of expose them, not only in a humor kind of context, but in a context where people might be able to relate to them and it might help them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like it's the whole show is about Annie, right? But it's also about her path in the acting world. And then it's also about women's on-camera roles. So initially, I was going to cast somebody to play me and have that person be me in the series to make this show about a show thing happen. But as I was working with the actor Sophia Dobroshin and directing her to direct Annie, that became the funniest part of it. And the co-writer, Annie, another Annie, behind the scenes Annie Sickerman, was like, we need to pivot so that it's a show within a show within a show. Like, let's just have this whole thing. And it escalated into that, which was, it's very layered. It's like an onion.
Now, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I just wanted to say one thing on that. You know, Sophia came to me. We started doing this whole thing, and it made me, the fact that Sophia and then the whole team, you know, Annie, other Sophia, you know, Minot, everybody, the whole team was working so hard, made me want to work even harder, hustle even harder to get better roles, to get more, you know, so that they would be proud of me, you know what I mean? So that they'd say, okay, we have more stuff to write about. Like, I didn't just sit back and just say, okay, let them just write a show about me. It was just very encouraging to me on top of everything. It was like so encouraging that there it is.
Well, Annie, they show a lot of your life, and just even in that first episode, they go into some of the things that have happened to you in your past, and they tell your story very openly. And so what was it like to kind of go through this and share maybe those hard moments that you've experienced in your life?
Well, it started with the trust that I have in Sophia, and the comfort level that I had in discussing all this. And I feel that I wanted to be very open and to show the world and whoever wants to see or know that it doesn't matter what you go through. You know, you can always come out the other side. You have to work at it and so on and so forth, but everything is not the end of the world. You know, you can make it through hard times, bad times, whatever it is. You can do it. You can do it. I mean, and I'm living proof of that, and that's part of my message.
Which I think is really important, and I think it's really important that people hear this, and especially maybe those younger people dreaming or those younger people going through their hardship, and not even just the younger people, but people in general, hearing that you had this dream, you started it, and you've been successful in it.
It's possible. It's possible. You know, life, you fall down. I fall down. I make mistakes all the time. My life is a big mistake, and I've cried many, many tears, but I can only cry so much till you say to yourself, am I going to stay down on the floor and just cry forever and that's the end of it? Or am I going to get up and give myself another chance? People will help you, but you got to give yourself, it comes from within. And that's why when I, was talking to Sophia and we went through just so much together, it's been a few years in the making. And she probably knows more about me than basically anybody. It's fabulous. It really is.
So would you guys say that your friendship is as strong off camera as it becomes on camera as well?
Yes.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I love to hear that. Now, Sophia, you have worked a lot on music videos, and so that means that you have a little bit more creative freedom just because you get to kind of direct and see these visions for these music videos, but this is totally your vision coming to life. So how has it felt to make that switch from those music videos to something like Who's Annie?
I mean, you can have some creative freedom with music videos more so than other projects, of course. But at the same time, at the end of the day, that product is for that band, right?
Right.
This is like completely coming from me. Like this is every part of me. This is so many things that I've always wanted to say, so many things that I've wanted to talk about. And I mean, I couldn't be happier to finally have something out there that really represents me as a filmmaker. I guess I've made other things before, but never at this high caliber. Like I really made sure that everything looked the way I wanted it to. Like we weren't making compromises, even though our budget was very small. We made it happen. And I had a lot of people believe in me and believe in Annie, who made this very possible and made it exactly what I wanted it to be.
Which is so incredible, and it's so incredible to hear both of you guys talk about it and then see it come to life. And that people are going to be in love with the series because I cannot wait for the next episode already. Since I got to see the first one and I was like left ready for the next one. So what was your guys' favorite part about filming it?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I can't even answer that question without laughing. We had Sophia, take this from this, so much fun. It was a ball. We had so much fun.
Oh man, I mean, we filmed a lot in my parents' house, which was pretty surreal. Maybe one of my favorite days is the scenes, the end part of it where Annie and I are both in my parents' bedroom in the house that I grew up in. And we made quite a mess. You'll have to see the episode to totally understand, but it was one of the messiest things. And my parents were just away for the weekend. I sent them away, and I still don't know if they know exactly what their house looked like during that. So there was a lot of laughter that day.
I get to tell you, one of my favorite scenes was with Lily,
Oh, of course.
Oh my God. I don't even want to, mention what it was, but we would just completely, it was really non-scripted. We were just going back and forth with it. And I had so much fun because it's like a completely out of body experience, almost just free for all. And it was hysterical. We could barely speak on camera because we were all literally holding each other up, laughing so hard. It was that funny. It really, really was.
Yeah, Annie and comedian Lily Murata are in a scene together in this pilot that is, we had an outline for what they should do, but we just kind of gave them bullet points and they just ran with it. And it was, yep, we were all dying.
Oh my God.
I love those moments. Now, if people are interested in seeing the wonderful pilot at Slam Dance, where can they go? When can they see it? And how can they get tickets?
Oh, well, through the Slam Dance website, you can get a ticket for the premiere, which is on the 22nd at 9:45. And then there's another screening on January 26th, which is going to be at 11:30 a.m. So you have 2 chances to see this.
Which I feel like seeing it in the morning is starting your day off so right, because you're just going to start your day off by giggling.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank you both very much for taking the time to chat with me. Now, I have one very simple final question. If there's someone out there who aspires to do what either of you guys are doing, what piece of advice would you give them?
Don't give up. We had a lot of, in making this show, there were a lot of challenges, and it took us a really long time, whether it was COVID or financial constraints, what have you. There were a lot of things that made me think, like, can I do this? Can I make this happen? And I took a lot of risks, and I feel better that I did than if I didn't, even if the result wasn't as good. I feel like you really need to take risks and believe in yourself. Annie, I'm sure she has very inspiring advice about.
I have one thing to say. On the tagline, and I think that I had said this in the show somewhere, grab your dreams by the throat. Just grab it. That's the truth. That's what I tell people. You got one life, live it. You got one life, go for it,
I think these are both great pieces of advice. I want to thank you guys so much for taking the time to chat with me. I feel very fortunate to have spent some time with you, giggle a little bit just from the commentary and the things that have been said here, but I highly recommend that everyone sees this pilot because I was laughing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Make sure that if you're in the area, you go check out Slam Dance because it is going to be one of those things you're not going to want to miss. Who's Annie is going to premiere, and it is going to be a ton of fun, so make sure you check it out. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
If you haven't seen Good Day Vail lately, here's what you've been missing. I'm Cece Zach, and I'm the host of Good Day Vail, and you can find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92 or on our website at tva8vail.com and on YouTube. We're here to serve the Vail Valley, and we look forward to sharing our story with all of you.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Here at Sun and Ski Sports, we are all about helping you find the right gear for your best adventure. Come explore our selection of skis, snowboards, bikes, clothing, and footwear. Stop by our full-service shop to learn more about how we help keep your equipment at peak performance and our assortment of rentals. Remember, whatever your adventures may be, you can find all your gear here at Sun and Ski Sports. Call or visit us in Avon or Dillon or learn more at sunandski.com.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to your second hour of Good Morning Vail here on TV8. I'm your host, Liz. We're having a great Saturday. We are already smack dab in the middle of Ski for Multiple Sclerosis. Going on right now, that vertical challenge. Good luck to everybody. I hope you have a great time, and then there's a little bit of music and some fun mountain festivities to happen afterwards. However, that's not the end of all the fun that we are going to have today. Starting over at 1 o'clock all the way to 6 o'clock is the Ultimate Après, and that's taking place in Avon on Michaela Way. There's going to be so much fun. You get a $45 taster ticket, and that gives you all day long to taste beer, wine, seltzers, and all kinds of other good stuff like whiskey maybe. It's going to be a really great day. Like I said, it takes place from 1 to 6 over in Nottingham Park, and they're going to have live music. That's right. It's going to be Blink 90210 and Bandcamp. Gonna be a great day. You can get your tickets right there when you show up. I want to thank Trisha from being here yesterday on the show for letting us know all about this, because it's going to be a great time. And you also have Lauren's Kitchen to give you that catering action. So that's going to be good. And then maybe a little nap time, because then the biggest show that we've been waiting for all year long is back. Project Funway, super stoked about that for 2023, all through EFEC. They are an amazing organization, and we do something for a really great cause, benefiting the Education Foundation of Eagle County. Now what this is, it's a big fashion show, and you get to see everybody strut down the runway in clothing made out of anything but fabric. Use your imagination, imagine what they can possibly do. It makes it exciting, it makes it fun, and it's a fundraiser. So you can really put the fun in fundraiser for tonight's Project Funway, and that's gonna kick off tonight over at the Dobson Arena. Doors open at 5:30. The show will start promptly at 7 p.m. So you can get your seats, mingle with friends, and get ready for all the excitement. And I want to wish my friend's daughter Azalea good luck tonight, because she'll be on the runway strutting her stuff in her little dress that she made out of God knows what, but it's going to be very, very exciting. We have so much going on, and this is just Saturday, everybody. So many other great things. Tomorrow we're going to have a big day and lots of great things going on in the Vail Valley. If you want to find out what's going on for the brand new Opry at the Amp, go to Gerald Ford Amphitheater website, grfavail.com. Great things coming up you would not believe, and they have the brand new Opry at the Amp, which is going to have Big Gigantic, DJ Pee Wee, and Polo and Pan. So it's going to be a lot of dancing, energy, and so much fun. And then, of course, I was at the Vail Center last night for a magical show, and they have so many great shows coming up, and they're going to kick off summer with a nitty-gritty dirt band. It's going to be super exciting, everybody. So go to valarpac.org for that information and find out all of the great things coming up. Also, the Vail Valley Foundation. We love you guys. Oh, we have a great show for you guys today. Stick around and let's take a look at the weather to see what your sunshiny day looks like for your Saturday.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Well, then make sure you tune in every day at 6:30 and 10:30 p.m. to catch the Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns: Park City, Utah, Vail, Colorado, and Reno, Tahoe. I'll be your host, Maddie Evans, and I can't wait to see you there.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these 2 luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. We all are looking for some excitement in our lives, especially when it comes to the workforce. Well, if you want to get your resume right and you want to do proper by yourself to get yourself that job that you've been looking for and you really want to grab, let's take a look right now. Maddie has an interview with a man from Recruit, and you wouldn't believe what he can give you for information to get you in that job market.
Are you looking to shift careers? Have you always wondered what goes on when you give your resume to a company or how you could improve your resume? Well, then we've got an expert to chat with us about what you could do better and what actually happens with those resumes. So we want to introduce you to Bill Humbert. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us.
Maddie, it's so great to be here. Thank you.
You're on your third book, and all of your books, I looked online, have raving reviews because they're so beneficial, and especially now, this day and age, there's so much technology that people are always like, oh, the resume is not that big of a deal, but it is.
Well, it is, and if you work your search correctly, it isn't. And so that's the dichotomy that people have to deal with.
Now, you've been doing this job where you've been helping people recruit and being a great recruiter and a talent attraction consultant. That's a tongue twister as well. How long have you been doing this?
I've been a professional recruiter for over 40 years. I started in 1981. And, oh gosh. And I've done 26 years of career coaching when I don't have recruiting contracts.
So what makes you an expert on resume writing?
I've read over 400,000 resumes since 1981.
And how long do you spend on reviewing a resume before you decide if that's the right candidate for you or not?
So Maddie, let me throw that back to you. How long do you think I spend on each resume?
I'm going to say 10 minutes tops.
I was timed in 1993 by Andrea. And I went through about 150 resumes. And when I got finished, I didn't even know she was standing behind me. I was so focused on reading those resumes. And she said, I just timed you when you read the resumes. And I went, really? And she goes, yeah. And I went, so what'd you find out? You spent as little as 2 seconds on a resume and as much as 12 seconds on a resume. You averaged 6 seconds a resume. And Maddie, since that was 1993, I like to think I've improved since then.
I would like to think so as well. That is such a quick time to look down, see all the information, and see if it's a good resume or not. Now, when people are giving their resumes to companies to maybe apply for that new position, where do those resumes actually go?
In today's world, they end up in applicant tracking systems. And if you apply through a job board, many times the job board also screens the resume. So it gets into the applicant tracking system. And what happens is they call it artificial intelligence, but I call it artificial intelligence. And what happens is they compare your resume to the job description that generally is poorly written.
Which I think is important for people to be looking at, and especially as they're applying for their new jobs. Now, I mean, you've gone through so many resumes. So what makes a resume stand out from others so people can take this knowledge and then rewrite their resumes if they're looking for that new job?
The best thing to do is to make sure that your resume has all of the keywords that are in the job description. And if that keyword is in it 5 times, it has to be in your resume 5 times. Now, this artificial intelligence, unbelievably, doesn't read a past tense as being a present tense or a present tense as being a past tense. So you don't, if the job description had it in past tense and you put present tense on your resume, it doesn't count.
See, these are all things that I never knew. So do you have a real life story that illustrates how all of this works?
Yeah, I was coaching a Harvard MBA, and they were just lamenting that I can't seem to get interviews. I've got great experience. I've got a Harvard MBA. I can't get an interview. I said, well, do me a favor, send me your last job description that you applied for that you didn't hear from anybody, and then send me the resume that you sent to that company. And he did. And what happened was I ran it through, there's some software that anybody can use, and it's free if you don't want to go into a lot of detail. And it's called jobscan.co. And what it does is it matches the job description to your resume. And so this person got a 36 score. And I looked at the words that the resume did not have. And in the job description, for some reason, for this senior level position, they had high school diploma required. Now, let me ask you a question. How many Harvard MBAs are going to have high school diploma on their resume?
I'm going to confidently say all of them.
Well, none of them will say they have it. All of them will have had it by definition.
Right. Right. And those are things that, honestly, the younger generation might not know. Now, as we are advancing our technologies and we have things like LinkedIn, let's talk a little bit about how people could up their LinkedIn profile to be noticed by those jobs and those companies and those recruiters such as yourself, so that their profile matches the goal of their career.
Well, the best way is to find the target company that you want to work for with the target position that happens to be open, if you're going to do it using LinkedIn. And then make sure that you use the same words that are in the job description in your LinkedIn profile. And I call that speaking their language. And when that recruiter reads that profile, they'll see that you're speaking their language, and they're much more likely to contact you.
Now let's talk a little bit about your website really quickly, because you have a great website, therecruiterguy.com, correct?
Recruiterguy.com, yes.
Recruiterguy.com. Now, if people are interested in some of the great services that you offer, can you give us just a brief overview of what services you offer to help people?
Absolutely. So my number one business is my talent attraction consulting business. And that I work with companies to begin to attract talent as opposed to trying to acquire talent. I am also a speaker, National Speaker Association speaker, so I'm a professional speaker. And I speak on talent attraction, on career search topics, and then also on proper goal setting. And then my 3 books are there. And then I have a blog. The blog is Just Saying. And there's probably 300 blogs in there now. And so it's fun, it's informative, and you can see my speaker reel, and I enjoy doing what I do. I love what I do.
Which, it's never a day of work if you love what you do, and you're going to help people find those careers that they love as well. Now, if people are interested in your 3rd book, Expect Success, where can they find it?
Well, Expect Success, The Science of the Over 50 Career Search, has a 5-star review. And what's really cool is the reviewer said, you know what, you don't have to be 50. I wish I had this book when I did a recent search. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and what's really cool is even Walmart online has picked it up.
Congratulations. That has to feel amazing as an author. Now let's talk a little bit about the other books that you have written and where people can find those and what they are about as well.
So Recruiter Guy's Guide to Finding a Job is now out of print. That one I wrote in 2010, was published in 2010. Employee 5.0, Secrets of a Successful Job Search in the New World Order. That one's also really important for college students, because there's a chapter in there that's just totally devoted to college students and internships and the importance of internships and how to find that first career job after graduation. And that's also available on Amazon. And then Expect Success.
Bill, thank you so much for taking the time, chatting with us, giving us all this great information. And now if I'm ever in the market for a job, I'm coming right to you.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing you someday, Maddie.
Hopefully, maybe not. I love what I do here. I think it's pretty amazing.
Awesome.
Bill, thank you again for taking the time to chat with us and giving us all this great information.
Thank you, Maddie. It was fun.
Make sure that you check out his website. That way, if you have any questions or maybe you're ready to make that career shift, well, he's a great starting point because he's going to help you find your dream job. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Welcome back to the show. I want to talk a second about women in business and in the corporate world. We have come a long way, but have faced many, many challenges. The cool thing about what you're about to watch is a segment with Maddie and an amazing author, and she's going to talk about women in business and all the challenges and how we have been excelling and rising above. So let's take a look at this beautiful interview and find out all about it.
Are you looking for a great book to read, and have you been struggling maybe in your career choice? Well, then there is one out there on the market called Suits and Skirts, Game On, The Battle of Corporate Power. And we've got the author joining me first thing this morning, Teresa Freeburn. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's so good to be here. Thank you, Madeline.
I really love everything about your book. Unfortunately, I did not have time to go through every single chapter, but I did skim each chapter, especially because there's such good names in there, like the one that's like, "Stop, you're stepping on my skirt." And so let's talk about what inspired you to write this book.
Oh, absolutely. And I guess the other part too is it's not just about the book, but it's about who I directed it to. So I've directed the book specifically to men. And I think that the whole reason that came out is because no one else seems to have done it, okay, for starters. But, I don't think it's any secret here. Women have been seeking power for decades, but to no avail. And my thesis is that men are actually the ones holding and keeping women back from attaining powerful C-suite and board positions. And the bottom line is what's really important here, because it's to the detriment of the corporate bottom line. And of course, the reasons vary, but the results don't. I think you just have to do the math, and women are still very highly underrepresented in leadership roles. And in the book, I'm actually speaking directly to the men that are blocking women's corporate advancement. So it's kind of this no hold barred discussion, and it will no doubt ruffle some feathers out there.
And you wrote this book, I would imagine, from some of your personal experience and what you had been through in the corporate world.
Yes, I did. I have worked for decades in the financial services industry, which is a pretty male-dominated industry to start with. So yes, I bring all of those learnings over the many decades and try and get them into some concise matter here. And I guess what fuels me on this too is, I keep hearing, you read the newspaper clippings and they talk about, all the progress that women have made in senior management and advancement and leadership. But I guess at the end of the day, if you call an increase in the Fortune 500 of 40 female CEOs over the course of 50 years a success, then I think we all need to question those math skills. One female CEO in 1972 and now 44 in 2022, 50 years. I don't think that's an improvement. And I think it's ridiculous and it's pathetic and it's shameful. So, I think what happens, we sort of get complacent when we hear the news. We hear about all the progress. We isolate one woman that got a promotion and we talk about that. But at the end of the day, I don't know, I feel that a goal like 50-50 would be a good way to set out a goal. And if you think of the population and the education that women now have and the history and experience that they have, it's like it's time for them to take their rightful place here. And I think the world will be very different if that can happen.
I love this so much. I'm one of 6 children and I have 4 brothers. And so even in my small household, I feel like it's a fight for power just amongst those little things. And so to take that to an industry much larger, let's take it to the big, huge corporate world, women do have to fight harder. And this is something I've recently noticed. I feel like the strategy that is used is they pit women against each other.
Oh yeah, it's always easy to do that, right? It's like women are the blame for the reason why we can't be advanced corporately. I think it's about, there's some sabotaging going on out there, I believe, and that, corporations, which are primarily led by men, they seem to be a bit oblivious to it. They're indifferent, or worse, they're overtly obstructive to matters relating to the advancement of women. So if you really think about it, though, the major roadblock is men's lack of advocacy for women. And there's all sorts of reasons for that. But I think that there's still some pretty old-fashioned views out there. I think there's a lot of leaders that still consider that old, work family narrative to be a big problem still. Here's the reality. Women can have children and still be great at our jobs. Okay. I know it's a shocker, but, all these questions about maternity leave and, the motherhood penalty it is real. And these things are huge roadblocks for women to get ahead. And then, of course, you start talking about things like, what about the networks? We always say, oh, well, women, get involved with your networks. That's going to really help advance you in leadership. Here's the problem. Women's networks aren't working. Men's networks work really well because guess who they've got in those networks? All the men that are in those very powerful positions. We don't have as many in the women's networks. And I guarantee you, no man wants to join a women's network because there's no power there. Why would they? Where's the advancement going to come from? So
Uh-oh, I think we have maybe lost a little bit of connection, and I feel like all of these points that you are making are so fantastic, and this book is just so inspiring, not only for women to read it, but for men to read it. So let's go back to where we just left off with you talking about these groups and these networking groups.
Yes, my view there is that women's networks just aren't working. Men's networks work really well. And that's because there's a lot of powerful people in the men's network. So if you think about it, would you think a man would want to join a woman's network? Not a chance. There's no one there that they're going to gain more power from, learn from, follow the footsteps of. That just doesn't work that way. So we're at a disadvantage right there. And the boys clubs are pretty entrenched in corporations today. Just the idea that, men don't think anything of, going for a drink after work. What are women doing? We're rushing home to our families to get dinner on and get kids looked after and homework done and baths done.
Oh no, I think that we've lost your connection again, but all of this information is so powerful, and these are pieces and tidbits that people can get from your book so people can have this understanding. I feel like it's so powerful when women write books, sharing their experience. That way people can live through their eyes a little bit. And so this is a way for everyone to live through your eyes about what you went through in corporate America.
Thank you. Yes, it is. And I hope that folks get the same sort of takeaway that I did, and that is to imagine a world and what it would look like if women held a proportionate share of leadership roles, that is in the C-suite and at the board table. Think of what those agendas and those discussions and strategies and results will be. So that's what I leave your viewers with.
Well, I have another question for you. As you were writing the book, what steps did you learn along the way? Because obviously there's a lot that went into this book, a lot of personal experience, but you want more than just that. So what other resources did you use as you were writing the book?
Well, I did some primary research as well. I went out and did some online research with about 260 participants because I thought I want to have something to ground the book, make sure that it's not just Teresa's opinions here. And it was great because it really did sort of ground my thinking and my thesis here. So that was very helpful. But of course, I have so many stories, and as I start to talk to people in powerful positions and they start to tell me their stories, again, it just validates where I was coming from to start with. I think this is something we just don't talk about too much or not enough as to the reasons why women are sitting at that very stagnated level. To say that 25% of board positions are now filled by women, why? Why isn't it 50? I'm shocked by that. But to hear all of the reasons why, like, well, thank you, Teresa. You'd make a really good board member. However, we just don't have any openings at this time. Well, then make the damn openings. That's kind of how I feel. So I think that the more I talk to people out there, the more I want to go out and buy, sort of write that next book because there's so much more to say. So
there's a lot to say and there's a lot to learn from your books. Now, as it's going out into the world and people can get their hands on it, how do you think this could change experiences for women across the country?
Well, it's a good question you're asking because although I wrote it for men, that's really who it's directed at. I've talked to some of my mentees. I have a few women that are that like to chat with me on a regular basis, which is fantastic. I love doing that. And they just said, no, Teresa, it's great that you've written it to direct at men, but as a young woman, I needed a playbook and I just got one. And I think that that's just a very telling situation because I think that they honestly don't know about, what they should say when they're in positions that I've described in the book and how to react and sort of how to keep their cool, but yet get their point across. So yeah, I think that was just a really great observation.
I think it's so powerful what you're doing only because you are becoming an activist for women all over, and whether it's at that C-suite and board level or whether it's at a lower position, like I was telling you, I worked in that marketing firm for a little while and it was hard work. I was fighting tooth and nail to constantly have my ideas be heard, but if the same idea was proposed by someone else, then it was immediately like, that was a great idea. And I was like, this makes no sense to me. Like I said that a week ago with a full pitch deck too.
And it's funny because I've had that exact same experience I've talked about in the book, and not once, not twice, several times where I had such a great idea. And then I realized, why is this now such a great idea? It wasn't an idea like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, but now it is. So, and it was because a man in a more senior position in a leadership role actually made the position known to everyone, and everyone, oh, that's a great idea, but they weren't listening to me. So I feel sometimes that I'm a little, and this has gone back for decades, that I'm kind of invisible, even though you're sitting at an executive table, that your view just isn't as respected and considered as much as other men in the room. So it's real. The struggle is real.
It's so real. Now, if people would like to read your book, obviously it's directed towards men, but I do think it's a great playbook for women to get their hands on and maybe just give them those little tidbits of advice on how to talk to someone, how to stand up for themselves, learning from your experiences and all of the other research you've done. Where can they buy your book?
Right now, it's available on Amazon, so please go ahead and order that. Just look it up under Suits and Skirts, Game On, Freeborn, and you will get that. It's on pre-order until next week, and it gets released, so it'll be in your hands very shortly. It's also available on other booksellers like Barnes & Noble as well, so help yourself, and it's in Kindle, softcover, and hardcover.
Teresa, thank you so much for giving us all this great information. Thank you for being the voice that women everywhere in corporate America need. We all really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Madeline. It's been my pleasure to chat with you. We'll talk soon.
Make sure that you go online, you pre-order her book while you can. If not, then wait until it's released, but get your hands on it just because it's a great guide and really a great lesson for everyone to learn. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Are you ready to party like it's 1999? Make your plans now for the ultimate après-Avon Beer Festival, back in Avon April 1st starting at 1 p.m., featuring rad tunes from Blink 90210 and jammy jams from Bandcamp, plus unlimited beer, wine, spirits, and more. Tickets on sale now at avonbeerfest.com. Brought to you by the Town of Avon, Bighorn Toyota, C-Dot Mustang, PSI Plumbing, Can Do MS, and Pazzo's Pizza. avonbeerfest.com.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Time to rise and shine? There's no better way to start your day off than with the Good Morning Vail crew. You asked for more and TV8 delivered. Good Morning Vail is here for you with your local news, sports, weather, and community events every morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. No matter the season, we give you a reason to watch, so grab your coffee and join the fun. Live stream us at tv8vail.com or on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. And remember, there's more for you on 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Okay, all you high school fans on TV8, we are going to show you something that if you missed in the first hour, you're going to want to watch it in the next hour. It's called the Scoreboard, something that we have every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday here on TV8. It's all hosted by Ben Roof. He gets to talk to the players, the coaches, and get all the action and then give it to you. So let's take a look at this week's Scoreboard right now on TV8.
Welcome to this Scoreboard. I'm Ben Roof, here to tell you about our Valley's fantastic local sports. Today, we're talking about lacrosse, specifically Vail Mountain School versus Battle Mountain in the big rivalry game that happened on Wednesday. Both teams fought really hard all throughout, but the Gore Rangers were able to take advantage of a couple more opportunities in the second half, beating the Huskies 9-6. We spoke to players on both teams about how they felt about the game and what they're doing preparing for the games coming up later this week. We are here on the scoreboard with Teague and Andrew of the Battle Mountain varsity lacrosse team. You guys just finished up against VMS. How'd you guys feel about the game?
The game went pretty well up until halftime. I felt as the energy wasn't fully there. We were up 4-3 at halftime, and we were amped coming into the second half, and we weren't really communicating very well on offense and defense, and it got into our heads.
I feel that we needed to switch more on defense because our boys were getting a little sluggish. So I feel that we just needed to stay more fresh.
Quicker changes might have been the solution to this one?
Yeah.
So what position do you guys play?
I play attack.
Attack?
I'm close D and LSM.
Awesome. I played LSM when I was playing lacrosse back in the day. So tell me a little bit about how you guys were preparing for today's game and what you guys were thinking coming into the game against Vail Mountain. I mean, I'm sure you guys know at least half the dudes in that team.
Yeah, well, it's another Vail Valley team, so we have friends on both teams, so it's always fun to play with them, but they are probably our biggest rivals, throughout, I think, the seniors this year. I don't think they've ever beat Vail Mountain throughout the year, and so this was our last attempt, and unfortunately we weren't able to follow through with that. But it's always fun having a buddy playing with you and having kind of a friendship battle. It's fun.
I feel preparing for this, we have just been practicing every day and every night. We've had a couple morning practices, a couple late night practices. Like yesterday, we were just here. I think I got home close to almost 10 o'clock, so we were out here for a while. Yeah. We've been preparing for this game, but again, we just needed to stay fresh.
What do you guys think set you ahead of the Battle Mountain squad?
I think our teamwork and discipline on the defensive end really kept us together, and the offensive ability to get the ball in the back of the net. I think that's what helped us win that game.
Yeah. Anyone want to add anything?
We have a fantastic face-off guy that definitely helped with our possession, and yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, our intensity coming on that second half, I haven't seen anything like that from us this season, so I'm really excited for what's to come.
Awesome. You guys played Battle Mountain earlier in the season. You won that game as well. Why do you think you guys, as such a much smaller school than Battle Mountain, is able to compete and even beat a much larger school?
I feel like it's a real family feel on the VMS squad. We see each other every day in school. A lot of us have class together, and we're just able to build chemistry through school and sitting at lunch tables together and just talking all the time.
Yeah, and a lot of people at VMS play just about every sport there is, so all athletes, which is great. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with Trevor. Everybody's with not that many people in the school, everybody's playing multiple sports, and so everybody's athletic, and they know how to be competitive and really fight for it.
Absolutely. Now, you guys are doing very well this season overall. How do you guys feel you guys stack up with the league in general?
I think, we're real competitors in the league. I feel like we lost a lot of seniors last year, and we have something to prove, where we might be an underdog, but I feel like if we play how we did today, we could be real contenders to win the league.
Yeah, the league this year is definitely more evenly stacked than it has been in years past, but I think we have that extra step that'll put us over the edge.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we always kind of feel like underdogs, we got something to prove, and this is just the start.
Thanks again, guys, for taking the time to talk to us, and best of luck in your upcoming games. If you would like to support some of our local athletes, Battle Mountain and Eagle Valley are playing baseball today at 11 at the Eagle Valley Fairgrounds. That's all the time we have for today's update. Don't forget to catch us here next time on the Scoreboard.
Good morning, Vail.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Here at Sun and Ski Sports, we are all about helping you find the right gear for your best adventure. Come explore our selection of skis, snowboards, bikes, clothing, and footwear. Stop by our full-service shop to learn more about how we help keep your equipment at peak performance and our assortment of rentals. Remember, whatever your adventures may be, you can find all your gear here at Sun and Ski Sports. Call or visit us in Avon or Dillon or learn more at sunandski.com.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
I'm Clinton Griffiths, the host of Ag Day Television. Get the latest news about crops, livestock, rural living, and so much more from our award-winning team. Follow the food you eat from the field to the store to your table every day, because what's happening on the farm matters to you and your family. Watch Ag Day weekdays.
Have you heard the exciting news? Well, we're here to share it with you. Good Morning Vail is now a podcast, so you can stream us on all of your favorite streaming devices, whether you have an iPhone or an Android. So make sure that if you are on the go, that you get in the know by streaming us on any of those platforms. We love what we do here at TVA, and we love to give you the information, so make sure that you can catch us all the time.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. You know, life gives us a lot of challenges, things we have to face, but with kids, sometimes you have to have a gentle approach to certain things. There's a book out called Frida the Frog. We're gonna find out how this book, Frida the Frog, helps kids deal with things that we have to deal with as adults. Let's take a look and see.
January is a very special time of the year, only because there's so many things happening with the new year. It's also known as Divorce Month. Now, if you're someone who is getting a divorce and you've got those kiddos at home, it's sometimes hard to explain. Well, there's a book to help you, and that's Frida the Frog Gets Divorced. And we've got Nadine Harouni joining us. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us about all of your fabulous books.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm happy to be here.
Now, we had mentioned earlier that January is known as Divorce Month, and why is that?
I think after the holidays, it's sort of a time that people regroup or drive each other crazy, and so in some cases, and it's people make New Year's resolutions, and maybe they've been unhappy during the course of the year, and the beginning of the year is when everybody starts diets, and I guess they start divorce.
Which, I mean, makes sense, but it is hard on those kiddos at home, and especially if they're at that younger age where they don't quite understand what's happening. And so Frida the Frog Gets a Divorce is here to save the day and help those kids through that. Now, what was the inspiration behind writing Frida the Frog Gets a Divorce?
So the inspiration is actually my mom. Her name is Frida. I tease her, she spells it wrong. She spells her name F-R-I-E-D-A. My Frida is F-R-E-E-D-A because the hidden meaning in the name is I want kids to feel free and families to feel free to have these important conversations. When my mom got divorced and I was taking a class called Writing and Illustrating Children's Books at a college in the city, I made her the subject of my divorce because I mean, kids of all ages go through parents divorcing. I was in my 20s when my parents divorced. And I wrote the draft of the book, and I never tried to get it published because I really didn't know how to do that. This was about 30 years ago. And now fast forward to me being back in, I think, 2015. No, it was 2009, 2008. My kids were little. I was getting divorced, and I didn't really know how to explain the subject matter to my own kids in a way that wouldn't scare the heck out of them. and very matter-of-factly. And there were kids' books. There are other kids' books out there. Just for me, nothing really resonated or felt very matter-of-fact. And even though it's a heavy subject, they were kind of doom and gloom colors. Nothing really kind of felt like how a kid would want to understand. So that kind of motivated me to get my story out there. And hence, Frida the Frog Gets a Divorce came to be once I got a publisher.
Which I think this is so important, and much like yourself, I'm a child of divorce, but my parents were, I was much younger, and so my parents had to sit us all down. I'm one of many children, and explain this all to us. And so I think that books like this really help those kids understand and learn and be more kindly educated through the process of the divorce, because sometimes it's always not just so black or white. And I think that this does such a great job of explaining what's going to happen and kind of the trials and tribulations as they make those steps forward. And now you have an entire series of children's books that you have written to kind of help deal with the hardship.
Right. Yes. So I agree with everything you just said. And I think kids need things explained to them. The story is meant to be a tool, let's say in your toolbox, so to speak, for parents, for teachers, for anybody to introduce these somewhat heavy subjects and open up a conversation. And all of my books have discussion questions at the end of the book. So this book follows along a frog family as they go through certain situations. Like the first book, she gets divorced. The second book, it was written after I met my own blue frog, somebody of another ethnicity, and we got married and we became a blended family. So it's kind of touching upon diversity, blended families, any kind of mixed race, religion, or ethnicity, just reminding kids sort of not to judge a book by its cover. And then as the frog family travels along, different things happen, which I felt were important to talk about because there's not a lot of books talking about these subjects, not only for the kids who are going through the particular situation, but also for their friends, let's say in school, who have no idea maybe what something is or what their friends might be going through. So I try to encourage these kids to talk about it with their friends, not feel like an outcast and not feel uncomfortable, and then their friends can have a better understanding. So in the third book, she moves to a bigger lily pad. In my case, we moved from Manhattan to the suburbs in New Jersey. And it's talking about major life changes that kids might go through, any sort of, whether it's changing schools, changing towns, houses. Even COVID brought a lot of changes with it. So it's reminding kids that change doesn't have to be so scary after all, which adults obviously could learn. Some adults could learn from that as well. And the fourth book, Frida the Frog Says Farewell to Her Fish, is talking about losing a pet or losing a loved one. In my case, my kids lost their grandma Helen, and they were little, and it was their first time encountering loss, which is very difficult for kids of all ages to go through. And lastly, that brings us up to Frida the Frog and the Two Mamas Next Door, which is written primarily for the LGBTQ community, but also for all kids and all types of families. Because in the book, there's a conversation with the parents, and Frida's reminding the tadpoles that families come in many different shapes and sizes, whether it be two moms, two dads, a mom and a dad, a single parent, and no two families are alike. It's sort of the running thread of the series.
Which I think is so important, and you capture it so well, because these are all things that sometimes there's some challenging moments to get through, and especially things like moving or, losing a loved one or a pet that you're bringing to light in a very positive way. So not only is it therapeutic for the children, but also it's going to be therapeutic for those families. And then, of course, as you're sharing this with us and we're learning that this is more of a personal story, it really helps us take a look inward towards not only ourselves, but you as the author, which I think is really cool.
Thank you. I hope people think it's cool. I think it's easier as an author to write from personal experience. So just like I say, no two families are the same, no two experiences are the same. So this is not meant to generally cover even, let's say, the first book. Every divorce is different. But the theme in this series, aside from reminding kids that no two families are the same, is also just reminding kids to open up to parents or teachers, to use books like this as a tool to open up a conversation with kids, to get them talking and not keep their feelings inside, and just not to feel that there's anything wrong with them if they're going through these things, because some of the situations are talking about different types of families. Some are talking about heavier things that shouldn't really be taboo.
I agree 100%. Well, thank you so much for writing these books and taking the time to highlight kind of these challenging moments. And you're right, no families are the same. Well, Nadine, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this great information. And thank you again for writing all of these inspirational children's books.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me on.
And if people would like to follow you on social media or purchase the books, where can they do so?
Yes, by all means, please follow me. I will just forewarn you that sometimes I'm completely dorky on my social media pages, but it's Freeda the Frog, Freeda the Frog, all one word. That's my Facebook and Instagram, and I don't really know how to use Twitter. So I have a few things on Twitter. And my website is freedathefrog.com, Freeda the Frog, all one word.com.
Again, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us and giving us all this great information.
Thank you.
Make sure that if you are looking to get your hands on any of these great books, maybe for the kiddos or for someone you love nearby, that you go to freedathefrog.com, and that way you can purchase the books online. And that's Freeda thefrog.com. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
Are you ready to party like it's 1999? Make your plans now for the ultimate Après-Avon Beer Festival. Back in Avon, April 1st, starting at 1 p.m. Featuring rad tunes from Blink 90210 and jammy jams from Bandcamp. Plus unlimited beer, wine, spirits, and more. Tickets on sale now at avonbeerfest.com. Brought to you by the Town of Avon, Bighorn Toyota, C-Dot Mustang, PSI Plumbing, Can Do MS, and Pazzo's Pizza. avonbeerfest.com.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. Saturday's been a really, really wonderful, great day. We have another big show for you tomorrow, but don't forget to get on out there for Après over in Avon. You're going to have beer tasting, wine tasting, whiskey tasting, entertainment. It's going to be wonderful. And then, of course, tonight, the big show with our very own Maddie Evans hosting Project Funway, everything but clothing on the runway at Dobson Arena. Doors open at 5:30 and the show starts at 7 p.m. I'm super excited to see Maddie host this. She did it last year and she's going to do a great job again this year. Cannot wait for all of the excitement. And we have a lot of great things going on Sunday and so much more. So be happy, be grateful to be here in the Vail Valley. It's a beautiful place to be, and I'm so happy to be a resident. And if you're visiting, well, we are your vacation TV station. You can always watch TVA Vail for lots of great programs. We are now at 2 hours for Good Morning Vail, so that's a really wonderful big treat. We have the Scoreboard, we have Colorful Cooking with Tracy, and we have so many other great people that are out there on the scene for everybody. So always check in with TV8 Vail, and thanks for tuning in. It's a great Saturday, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow right here for Good Morning Vail on TV8.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer